Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Jets Radio. This is one of your hosts, Tyson Roush, at Talk Jets Radio on Instagram and Twitter. Let's Talk Jets Radio on YouTube. The draft is 2 days away. It is exciting. It's a time to be fired up and not negative. Let me bring on Mr. Primetime. We have an issue we need to address. Mr. Primetime, how are you, man?
I'm good, and I think I know where you're going with this issue, so I'll let you go ahead.
No, let's see. What do you think it is?
Does it have anything to do with some waffles last night?
So, Primetime, when you call into the show, I think over the past year, we have pretty much established that we are not professionals. We will not stay professional. We don't want to be professional. We are here for jokes. We're here for fun. We're here for shit talking. We're fans among fans talking. And we always hold everybody accountable, even ourselves, me, you, Tyrone, whoever, right? Is that kind of how you see it?
No, absolutely.
So if somebody, it could be a person that's 15 years old, somebody that's 21 years old, somebody that's 75 years old, if they call in and give a debatable take, what would be your natural instinct?
My natural instinct is that this is a sports talk radio show. And sports talk radio is built off arguments and debates. So my natural instinct would be to go back at that person. I don't care how old they are. You're going to call into a show that has a pretty good following and a good number of viewers watching. You better bring something to the table, and you better be able to back it up.
If you're a repeat caller, at this point, let's be honest, the show is fairly established. You know what you're getting yourself into when you call in or you go on our live stream. It's no secret, man. I'm like, it's chaos. We get roasted. Everybody gets roasted. But the expectation is bring your A game because there's going to be heat coming back and forth. That's just the way it works, right?
Yeah. Like, listen, there's been plenty of times where both you and I have not brought our A game, and when the show's over, we see all the comments, and it's negative, but it holds us accountable, and it's all the more reason that we try to be prepared when we're on here, and we try to know our shit. But like you said, we don't claim to be experts with anything, so we try to have fun with it. We try to joke around, and for some people, I guess that's a little bit too much, or it's a little bit too sensitive for you, and if it is, maybe this isn't the show for you.
Yeah, we're to the point now where we were offered NFL analysts to come on our show, like draft analysts to come on our show. I'm like, you know what? It's probably not a good idea because our audience at this point has they like to share their takes, their opinions. They like to hear arguments, and to hear a guy hear the same thing he said on the last 4 or 5 podcasts doesn't really make any sense. It's I think it'd just be boring at this point where it's like recycled information. I think after the draft, we can bring a couple guys on and get their insight on guys that were actually drafted, but to discuss mock drafts and rumors and all this bullshit, which most of it is clickbait and nonsense, to bring it on, it's not what we're about. So, right, do you agree with that too?
Not completely, dude, especially with the draft stuff. It's been 4 months going back and forth with all the different mocks and everything, and it seems like, the rumors have almost changed every single week, and, people's big boards are always changing every couple of weeks, so I think it's kind of pointless. I like trying to follow it and have a base of knowledge going into the draft, so, I kind of have an idea of what to look for, but, bringing analysts on and kind of breaking it down to that extent, I'm not a huge fan of that.
Yeah, so I guess we will offer a disclaimer. Now, I didn't think it was necessary, but I think we'll do this just to appease these certain few out there that just don't get it. I just can't understand what you're getting yourself into. If you think we're bullies by any means, you're out of your mind. It's called sports talk radio. Like Kevin said, we like to argue, we like to bust chops, and if you can't handle it, or furthermore, if you don't like listening to it or don't like watching it, there's a very easy solution. Don't listen, don't follow, don't watch. We honestly don't care. We're here for fun. Like, we don't sit here and, oh, my God, we need more followers, need more subscribers. Like, we don't charge for nothing. We don't get paid for nothing. We don't really care. So if you don't like it, don't listen. If this offends you, don't listen. Like, we genuinely listen. There are so many other great shows out there that do all kinds of X's and O's and analysis and film analysis, all this shit. It's great. It's awesome. If that's your bowl, cup of tea, knock yourself out. Go enjoy it. If you like our chaos, join us. We're Monday, Tuesday. We'll be live Thursday night. We'll be live Friday night, maybe Saturday. Who knows? enjoy the fun. But I'm just saying, just know what you're getting yourself into. And then, I mean, go ahead.
No, I mean, listen, this show is built off of, the fans and giving them a platform to speak. This isn't WFAN where you call in and if you give a shitty take, you're hung up on after, 5 seconds. We actually try to give you an opportunity to explain yourself. So if you're going to talk about scheme or if you're, going to say a certain player's a bust who, is a top 5 player or something like that, just, be able to back it up or just flat out say, hey, I don't know, or I heard it from this person. And then we're fine.
So with that being said, if I happened to offend anybody last night, I apologize. But I think maybe if last night by any means offended you, then this show probably is not for you. Because I can assure you that it's only going to get worse from here. Any age, if we're going to have fun and games, it's all in good nature, it's all in fun. And also, at some point, Kevin, we try to be entertaining. Like, it's like, who the hell wants to sit and watch two people like, I think they should take Zach Wilson. He went to BYU. Yeah, I agree, Tyson. He has a very fast release. Pause, quiet, crickets. Like, dude, we try to make this shit fun and entertaining. So if it's too much for you and everywhere else, I mean, if you want to send us all these nasty tweets, if you want to create all these fake accounts on Twitter and light up my Twitter account all day long and curse me out and do all this shit, if that's what gets you off, maybe you have there's plenty of other shows you can do that too as well, I guess. That's what makes you feel good. Personal attacks don't faze me. I mean, if anything, Kevin's been dealing with a whole litany of nonsense for the last 2 months. And we've gotten tons of it. It doesn't faze us. We're used to it. So if that's where you're at, enjoy yourself. Move on. Yeah, I don't know what else to say here, man. Like, the shit I got today was just crazy, and I'm like, dude, you can tell it's like the immaturity level and the age and everything else. But like, if you take it to heart that much, you feel that emboldened to have this onslaught of attacks. Like, bro, get a life, get a clue, relax, and go somewhere else and watch somebody else's podcast. Please, I beg of you.
Especially now, dude, like with everything that's been going on the past year plus, I mean, I can't take football takes that seriously, like to make it about personal attacks and shit like that. Like this is a game. We enjoy covering the team and having fun interacting with everybody and having arguments and debates. But every single argument, like me and John, we went at it, I don't know, I think it was like 4 or 5 weeks ago. And then we were DMing back and forth, like, the next couple of days. Like, I mean, that's what it is. Like, you come on here, you share your takes, you're passionate about it, you try to back it up, you try to win your arguments. And at the end of the show, like, we're all friends. Like, I don't
Dude, how many
anything
times have I
personally
argued
on here.
with you?
Yeah, dude.
Me and you argued about
fight.
Darnold. I mean, and then, dude, if we're being honest, I mean, look at fucking Mr. Joe Horn, Mr. Waffle himself, Tyrone. Look how many times we fight with him. I mean, we got to overcome his shit. And the minute the show is over, we're texting, joking around. So the moral of the story is this: our show is what it is, man. We curse, we drink, we have a good time, we try to be entertaining. We don't take this all that seriously, as you know, 'cause we're not doing any fucking film analysis for you. To be honest, you don't give a shit about it. So if this is not what you enjoy, you're not forced to listen to it. There's plenty of shows to watch. There's plenty of other shit to do. Go do that. And you know what? Save yourself some time for sending us nasty messages, because I assure you, we'll see a couple of them. You're just going to get blocked from our areas, and we won't talk to you anymore. I mean, I don't tell you. Like, today was nuts, dude. So it is what it is. On the greener pastures. If you don't like it, take care. So let's bring on now. Let's see. Before we bring him on, our other host, who is a complete diva at this point, Kevin. What's the over/under on mistakes with Tyrone tonight, with the names getting wrong?
What, within the first half hour or for the whole show?
Yeah, first half hour.
I'll put it at 3.5.
3.5 names wrong. All right, I can go with that. All right, let's bring on the. Did he hang up? I think he hung up. Did we lose him?
He's back. He's back.
Is he playing games? Let's bring on Hollywood. Hollywood, what's up, man?
First and foremost, man, you just sit there and listen to you guys talk about attacks. You guys attack me every week, man. I call back, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the show every week, man. Trying to do Tyrone's part to make this shit better and entertain. And then I got to come out here and listen to you just attack me after apologizing for, you know what I'm saying, your point. So what the fuck is the problem? Now, I got something to say.
But at least I'm consistent, though. Am I not consistent? I'm consistent, though, dude. See, it just proves my point.
I just want to say this, and I'm going to say this real quick. You can attack me all you want to. I'll probably give 2 shits about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do this for fun. I love talking about the Jets. you guys love talking about the Jets, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I might mispronounce some names. I might say the wrong coach. I might say the wrong player. I might say the wrong school. You got the gist of what I'm trying to say. So if I waffle, then I waffle. Shit, it is what it is. But I really haven't waffled. And Tyson waffled last week. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? How are you brothers doing, man?
Listen, man,
What's going on?
you say if you waffle, you got a whole goddamn franchise down there in Virginia. What are you talking about? If you waffle,
what do you want me to listen? All I said was.
What I want you to do is to monetize it, man. Listen, what you should do is start selling your waffles, dude. Like, make some money off it. We can make some shirts. We can put it on the side of your truck. We can monetize off this, dude. Make some money off these waffles.
I mean, well, let's do it then, baby. You already know. You know what I'm saying? As long as the check is coming in, baby, I don't have no problem. I'm just all I'm trying to say. Nah, but so, I'm excited about this week, guys. I'm excited, man. We're 2 days away, man. So this is something to be excited about, man. This is, it's gonna change our franchise, and I'm looking forward to what's in front of us, man. I really am, man. I think that we got 2, 4, 5. We got 6 picks in the top 107, man. You can get probably we're looking at probably at least 3 to 4 starters, 2 contributors. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That right there be perfect. I'm all aboard on Zach Wilson. I mean, kid's gonna have his bumps, but I think that if they protect the kid and give a good running game, we'll be all right, man. I'm nervous about what happens after pick 2. You know what I'm saying? But I think Joe Douglas can knock it out the park. Or, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he can make a mistake and shit the bed, because I think it's too easy to get a good player at 23. I think at 34 as well.
Wait. What?
Traquan.
So you're telling me pick 23 is gonna be a slam dunk. It's easy as pie. You just said that, right?
No.
That's what he just said.
I think that he can't.
Just said he can't make a mistake.
I think that he can't shit the bed there. I don't think he will. I mean, listen, the only way people will say that he made a mistake is if he don't take a line. You know what I'm saying? And that's the premise of what everybody's gonna base that on. If he don't take a lineman at 23, it's gonna be a fucking problem. I don't think he has to take a lineman at 23. No, but that's when everybody will be like, oh, man, Joe Douglas made a mistake. I don't think so. I think whatever he takes at 23, he can go a lot of different directions, because some players are going to fall. You're going to have some outside pass rushers going to fall. You're going to have some cornerbacks that are going to fall. You know what I'm saying? We need positions in every position. We need the outside will linebacker that can fall. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be, interior O-line. I think that if he doesn't take an O-line player at 23, I think everybody's gonna gonna accuse him of making a mistake.
But this quote unquote everybody has to look at the big picture. Yes, we need offensive linemen, but you also have other draft picks after that. So if 23 is a very good player that addresses a need, like a corner, how the hell are you mad about? Because it's like, all right, you know what? You have a corner, and then the pick after that, that's probably gonna be a lineman. Like, you got to give it like 2 or 3 rounds and say, okay, listen, do we have our offensive lineman? Is it addressed? Things like that, like. To overreact to the second pick is going to be nuts, dude. Like, unless it's like a punter or a kicker or something. But like, you got to say, listen, or a defensive tackle. That'll the stream will go right to shit. But dude, if it's not an offensive lineman, I'm not going to be burning down bridges.
You see that happening though. This is what I'm telling you, man. That's why I said, man, to me, it'll be hard for him to make a mistake at 23, because he can cover like 3 or 4 different areas. We're not solely stuck in one area, but everybody's so convinced that we got to take a fucking guard or tackle there, they're going to be pissed off with that. That's why I said that.
And they shouldn't be though. They should be convinced that this draft we got to pick up 2 linemen. It doesn't have to be the first round, dude. It could be second round, third round. Like, there's other ways you can do it, but you have to do it. So I'm not the overreactions in the first round. After Wilson, I think we all know it. After that, it's like I'm not really nervous, dude. I'm curious. I'm completely fascinated how Joe Douglas is going to command this draft. And Damian Woody said it best. Like, he has all these draft picks. You know what? You can use these draft picks to move up. You can use these draft picks to get a veteran player, during the draft. He can do a lot of different things to upgrade this roster, dude, a lot sooner rather than later. So I'm just fascinated to see how he's going to do it, because I think all these mock drafts, all these projections are probably, most of them are wrong. Like, nobody has any idea what Joe Douglas is going to do. Nobody. We're all assuming the scheme. We're assuming all these different things. We have no fucking idea. So to me, it is going to be must-watch television, dude, all weekend, like all Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Just glued to TV.
But you know what's so crazy is that we can actually really, really get better. You know, I mean, I'm looking at 4 starters. You know what I'm saying? And actually 4 starters and maybe 4 contributors. That, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even 5 with special teams included. But I just think that, you know, for me personally, that's why I said that. I said I think it'll be really hard for him to miss at 23 because so many, you have so many like different factors. But people are going to base everything on that. You know, we had it the last couple of weeks on the show. Everyone said, "Oh, it got to be a guard, got to be a tackle." If he doesn't do that, listen, this draft is deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not an expert, but the one thing I do know, and everybody I've listened to said the same thing. Everyone says this draft is really, really deep in interior alignment, and they all are. You know, you can get a starter in round 4. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to me, if he takes a DN, if he takes a bookend DN that can go on the side with Lawson, I'm cool with that. If he takes a cornerback, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? If he takes a guard or a tackle, I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I think the biggest thing for me, as long as he takes a running back, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Or if he takes a wide receiver right there, I'm fine with that. I mean, anything that, you know what I'm saying, really puts talent on his team. I think that we had, 21 picks in the next 2 years, bro. Like, you can really make this roster better. I think that if he, you know what I'm saying, I think in the later rounds you're going for guys just depth and stuff like that. But I don't, you know, for me, you don't got to take a tackle in the first round or the second or the third. Take one in the 4th round to let the guy develop and be a starter later on. I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean,
I'm excited, bro. Go ahead.
No, I'm excited too, dude. There's a lot of moving parts here. We don't know what Cameron Clark is. You don't know what they think about the veterans on this team. There's several different ways they can handle offensive line. There's a lot of different moves they can make. That's why I'm just fascinated to see what they're going to do. And to be honest with you, I'm excited. Like I'm like the next 2 days, the only thing I'm really focused on is you watch any kind of injuries, any kind of physicals, and any kind of like Laramie Tunsil issues where guys like sitting there day before the draft, like smoking weed and driving down the street or some shit. Like that's the only thing. Like other than that, dude, I don't believe it. Yeah. Like I don't believe any stories. I don't believe any articles. It's just you look out for any injuries, physicals, or any kind of off the field shit. Other than that, I'll see you Tuesday night or Thursday night at 8:00. Like I don't. It's just it's game time, man. And I'm genuinely excited, dude. Like I think it's a new era of football. It's listen, we all have listen. You may like Sam Darnold or hate Sam Darnold, whatever it is. He's moved on. We're all moving on. And as fans, we have no choice but to embrace it and hope it all works out. And I'm just going to stay positive, dude. And until there's a reason not to be. Like it's easy to pick on the Jets, same old Jets. They're going to fuck it up and all blah 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 blah. You know what? That could happen. Or finally, we can get it right. Joe Douglas may be the right guy. Sal may be the right guy. Like, you know what? I'm going to take that approach for now until we're proven otherwise.
This is the problem, man. And you know what? I think you had said this last week. Yo, I'm so sick of these commentators, man. Like when I say the hatred they have for the Jets, man, it's such a overwhelming hate for this team, and that's why I don't understand why we can't all be on the same page as fans because they everything when they say dysfunctional or dysfunctional organization, they mention us. Like what Joe Douglas has done, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the job is complete or he gets, 100% credit for, but he has put us in a better situation than we really have been in a long time, and he gets no credit for that. We get no credit for that. We don't get no credit for anything that we do. We're just dysfunctional. Zach Wilson's going to the Jets, and he's going to fail because, they're dysfunctional. They kill quarterbacks. I mean, it's just bullshit, man. It's crazy. Like any other team that has problems or go through something, it's not on them. It's just us. So I think that if Joe Douglas takes his time and just, what I'm saying, and like I said, he can move down in his draft. I really don't see him moving up because I think every pick is really needed for us. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if we accumulated more picks. I just think that we need a lot. But like you said, we don't know what Clark's going to be. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what he's
dude, I'd move up. I'd have no problem. I'd have no problem moving up, dude. Fuck that. If he sees a guy he wants, he moves up. But you know what? Before you go on, you made an excellent point. And Primetime said the same thing last night. Before the Jets were being linked to Zach Wilson, there was all these things about Zach Wilson, all these positive, this sky's the limit, this, that. The minute he was associated with the Jets and it was kind of becoming a foregone conclusion that he was coming to the Jets, all of a sudden all these stories started to change. It was like the Jets are going to ruin him. He can't handle New York. He can't handle this. He can't do that. Wait a minute. A week ago, he could do all these things. And now, all of a sudden, because now he's coming to the Jets, he can't do half these things anymore. It's like so many narratives and agendas are being exposed right now because it's like, oh, it's the same old Jets. It's just lazy, dude. Like, it's just – in prime time, you nailed it, dude. You are so right about some of these takes on Zach Wilson, how they changed overnight just because he's going to the Jets. That's the only thing that's changed.
Yeah, and what's funny is that that's one of the reasons I've actually started to come around a little bit more on Wilson is because I do have faith in this coaching staff and LaFleur and Saleh and all these guys to actually coach him up right. Even if he's not a superstar, I think they're going to at least instill the fundamentals in him where his natural abilities can have him as a pretty solid quarterback where you could build around him and still win some games. You know, if the Jets can get to 2 AFC championship games with Mark Sanchez, I still think Zach Wilson's more talented than him, so you can make some things happen. You know, it's just a matter of coaching.
And you know something, and I'm gonna say this right here too. You know, it just like I said, it just seems that's the narrative to push. And like you said, Tyson, we did a YouTube video a couple of weeks ago, and you said that and you stressed that, and it's the truth. I mean, you know, listen, I mean, you know, we get no credit for fixing anything. And I'm not saying we turn things around, but I think that, you know, like it's like with Justin Fields, like this kid, like this kid is the worst kid in the world. Like what? Like how do you stop this kid's accomplishments to say this kid didn't do what we watched him do and to bash this kid, man? You know, like I said, man, fuck the media, fuck these fake-ass, bullshit-ass analysts giving their fake-ass results, and fuck anybody who paid for the Patriots that gives opinions about the Jets. I listened to Charlie Weiss today, man, bro. I want to spit in his face, bro. Bro, he's trash, bro. And when I say he's trash, he's straight trash, bro. It's always, you know, the Jets are awful. They're an awful organization, man. Fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, but see, and it's just like it's easy to say that because the last 2 years under Gase they've been a mess, and like you can understand it. But then it's like you're not acknowledging the changes they made and the progress they're making and what they're trying to do. So what we'll do is we'll keep it positive. We're all excited. We'll talk draft. We'll get everybody's draft predictions, which will be fun. Obviously, a lot of Zach Wilson stuff. So we're going to go to JJ in Brooklyn. JJ, what's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? How's everyone doing?
What's up, JJ?
Good, bro. How you?
Good. I'm just ready to celebrate my 30th birthday, actually, tomorrow. So, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Getting old.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thanks,
Happy birthday, bro.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, I'm so pumped, though, for the draft. I can't wait, man. It's my favorite event in all sports. Like, I can't wait, man. But what's your guys' ideal, if you could even say like a player at 23 and 34? I think we know too, what's going to happen. But after that, what do you, I'm really excited to see what happens with those two picks. What are you guys hoping for, player or position?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll say Tucker. If Tucker's there at 23, I'll be ecstatic. I'll be ecstatic if we got him, bro. I would really love that, bro. I just think the kid is plug and play day one starter. What do you think, Prime Time?
Well, I'm starting to talk myself a little bit more into the idea of a cornerback at 23, at least accepting it a little more. It's definitely not my preference. I don't think it, again, you're taking a new quarterback. I'd much rather prefer to build around him. But I also think the depth at cornerback isn't as great in this draft compared to some other positions like offensive line, running back. I think there's some tight ends you can get in round 3, same thing with receiver. So I think some of those other spots might not be as big of a need. And I think one of those two picks at 23 and 34 is going to be offensive line. So if you have to take another spot, cornerback might be the most logical thing there. So if you have the best player available in, a Greg Newsome, or I don't think Caleb Farley's going to be the pick with all the medicals and everything. But if you have a cornerback that you think is the best, I think that could make sense. And then you go offensive line with the other pick. At 23, like Tyrone said, if Elijah Vera Tucker's there, I think that can make sense. Maybe you wait until 34 for Creed Humphrey, although I don't know if he's going to be there. I've seen him go in late first round in a lot of mocks. So it'll be interesting. I know there's some other tackle guard prospects also that could be there at 34. I think one of them has to be the offensive line.
Yeah, I want Tucker badly. Oh, God.
Oh, absolutely, bro. What's the kid named Primetime Jenkins from Oklahoma?
Yeah, Jenkins.
Tevin Jenkins,
Yeah, I think we're big on him, too, though. I think Joe wants to get somebody that can pay, play multiple positions on the line, plug and play, or get in the pinch, you can slide the guy over, you know what I'm saying? So, and it also gives you depth in multiple positions, but, I'm really excited about that.
Tevin Jenkins, Alex Leatherwood, and Jalen Mayfield are all 3 tackles I've heard that could potentially play guard at the NFL level that are all supposed to go right around.
Right, exactly. So. Yeah, so you could put them at tackle if, if Fan leaves after next year or whatever the case, but put them at guard this year. So, yeah, but unfortunately, I definitely don't think Tucker is going to be there. That's the dream for me, that Tucker. I'm not even sure that Jenkins is going to be there at 23 either. Would you guys probably wouldn't want to do this, but would you debate maybe moving up for, like, Vera Tucker? Say he's there at, like, 16, 17? I know you don't want to give up picks because we have so many holes.
Yeah,
but what if
how much are you giving
up a bit?
How much are you giving up to move up
I know.
5 or 6 spots?
I mean,
would it be
I don't know. What do you think it would take? Like
could the 86 could the 86 do it?
It probably would.
Yeah, I want Tucker so bad. I mean,
I feel you. I mean, he's a plug and play.
I would do it.
I
would.
I'll say that if you have that much of a drop off between Tucker and the next available offensive lineman, then I think that could make sense. Then
I think there's a bit of I do. But I'm not like a scout, but I think there's definitely a drop off. Yeah.
I'm sorry, brother. I got a question for Primetime.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Primetime, is there a drop off from Tucker to the other guys? For Jenkins and Leatherwood, is there that much of, or maybe even Dave Watts from Ohio State? Is there really that much? Yeah, Davis. Yeah, is there really that big of a drop off compared to that?
I mean, that question's probably out of my league, but I mean, I look at the list between Vera Tucker, Creed Humphrey, Wyatt Davis, the 3 tackle guards that I just mentioned, and I think you could even throw a guy like Quinn Miners and maybe even Dylan Radins in there as all guys that could potentially be starting from day one. So again, as far as Landon Dickerson, I don't really know. Yeah, Landon Dickerson too. Forgot him.
Oh yeah, that's right, Dickerson. Yeah, forgot about him too. Actually, yeah. So like you guys are saying, there's a lot of guys. I was saying like double up on linemen at 23 and 34, but you guys kind of made me feel better that we might not have to just because there's so much depth, especially at guard, which is what we need. So.
The only thing that gets interesting for me is like instead of trading up, you're saying, okay, listen, at 23, if you can get say the third best tackle or the best center available, so that's like how do you play that then? Like what's more important to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, my thing is if we were to trade up a little bit, I think what we should do then is try and recoup the picks and maybe trade down from 34. Trade down like 10 spots and then, recoup like a third rounder that we would probably have to give up, something like that,
But see, I'm gonna be, I don't want to do. I tell you one thing, if it's somebody there that they have their eye on at 23 and like say like I'll move back, like we said, Kansas City wants to come up and give us maybe their second round, which is damn near a third round pick, I would do that because they have an idea of what they want in that time frame. But that's 34. You know what I'm saying? It's like but I don't know. You know what? You're kind of right though. That'll go because that's starting day 2. So if they had time overnight, that'll pick will go pretty high with straight prime time. It'll go for something, right?
Well, hold on. Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Hold on, but the only question I have is: at some point, do we start becoming too cute, where it's like we want to trade back and get all these picks, trade back and all these picks? At some point, I want to get very good talent. Like, what's the line of saying, you know what, we stay at 34 and get a great player or a very good player and stop trading back? That's the one thing about like McCagnon. It's like, oh great, we're gonna have 15 6th-round picks. I don't give a fuck about 6th-round picks. I want my 2nd and 3rd-round pick to be good. You know what I mean? Like it's a fine line. It's a fine line between trading back to get picks and not getting the best value you can get out of your draft picks.
Yeah. So would you guys do that? Like, I love Vera Tucker a lot, man. Like, I would if he's there at like mid-teens, say 15 or so. Like, I would definitely, as long as it doesn't cost a ton. I know it'll cost a bit, obviously. I would definitely try and get him to put him next to Becton. Oh man, that would be just a dream right there.
Let me ask you this though: What if you're sitting at 23 and Vera Tucker's off the board? Caleb Farley's off the board,
Jenkins
and whoever your offensive linemen that are available, you think you can get each of them still at 34. Would you entertain the possibility of moving down from like 23 to like somewhere between like 28 and 30 if you could add like another 2nd-round pick or another 3rd-round pick?
I would do
Hell
that.
yeah.
I would definitely do that. I would do that for sure. That's a good idea. I would do that for sure.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the gap between when they pick at 34 and 66, and then again later on when they have the gap between 107 and 146.
Right.
Yeah, that's like 40 picks that you're 30 and then 40 picks that you're waiting on. So I feel like might look to try to add some more draft capital there.
Yeah, I would definitely like that. Yeah. Did you guys see the report? I think it was Tony Pauline about us possibly taking a running back in the first or second round.
Yeah, dude. Everybody.
Man,
Dude, these guys are all throwing shit.
I mean, I like both of those. I like both the Alabama running back and Etienne. I love them both, but I don't want to do that. I don't.
Yeah, but JJ, well, first of all, thank you for calling. But let's also not forget that wasn't Tony Pauline the same guy that said Joe Thuney was a lock for the Jets? Isn't he that guy? I don't know. So
he's right on a few things.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, a lot of these guys, they were like, "Oh, I know what the Jets want. And they weren't even remotely close. So I'm not even. I'll tell you
one report. I forget where it came from, but it's very interesting. I think it makes a lot of sense. That kid Ben Mason, the fullback / tight end out of Michigan. A lot of comparisons to him to Kyle Juszczyk. And yeah, I mean, if we're bringing over the Niners system, I mean, if you have a player that's that kind of prototype and you can get him in the 6th or 7th round, I think that can make plenty of sense there.
Yeah, I wanted freaking that guy from the 49ers. That would be perfect. So we're going to go to Jomo. What's up, man?
What's up, Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up?
2 days, man.
Finally made it.
Goodness.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Yo, first off, I want to start off by saying I absolutely need one of those shirts you guys are dropping. Absolutely need. Just as bad as the Jets need a fucking lineman. But but no, guys, like I know we all want the Jets to draft a lot of linemen, and it seems like everybody's kind of on that train of we want 2 linemen within the first 4 rounds. But honestly, it seems like we got a lot of depth on the interior at least. It might not be big names, but we have bodies there. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be upset.
Yeah, you have Feeney and you have Cameron Clark. Other than that, I mean, where's the depth? Because I don't even think it's a guarantee that Lewis or Van Roten's going to be here.
It's definitely not a guarantee, but you still got bodies. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm on the train of I do want two interior linemen or 1 interior and a tackle, but I just feel like if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to be all that upset because I know that there's bodies in there. I know that the guys last year didn't really get to showcase their talents under Adam Gase, and they're all Douglas's guys. Like he brought these guys in, so he obviously thinks highly of them. But something I found interesting about one of the callers last night, linebacker. Linebacker is definitely a need. We're really thin at the linebacker position. And I said this a couple weeks back. Quan Alexander is still a name that's out there. He just started working out again. He was hurt, and now he's working out again. He's a guy that's been in Salah's system before, so I could see that. I could see that as a possibility after the draft. But I mean, really, guys, like I've been pounding at this, but we need to build around Zach Wilson. Get him as much help as you could possibly give him. And I'm not opposed to trading back. Tyrone, I want to kind of pick your brain. Why don't you want to trade back?
When? You mean at 34 or 23?
Either or, No. I was saying earlier that if we was at 23 and he had a couple of guys that he wanted at 23 that he could figure we could get for like 30 at 32, and he wanted to trade back on Kansas City or something in that ballpark, and then primetime was saying like maybe 26 with Baltimore or maybe 31 with Baltimore with them having 2 first-round picks, I don't have a problem with that.
But Tyson made a point that kind of made me realize that, you know what? We really do need to stop looking for, I understand we want to get more picks later on in the draft, but why not just get the best player available that can really, actually getting some talent in certain positions, instead of taking, the third best or the fourth best, where we can actually get maybe the best or the second best. So if Creed Humphrey is there at 23, why not take the best center available, even though we might play him at guard, we just know in this draft we got the best of that. Or, so, or Tucker's there.
Right, get the best player at his position. Yeah. Which I do agree. But, after seeing Douglas with his trade backs last year, I just feel like he's kind of a guy to where he's got a lot of names on his board, and I feel like he's the type of guy that is comfortable with trading back and accumulating the capital. But, really, I would love to see Creed Humphrey at 23. I really don't. I know you love Caleb Farley, my man, but I'm really like hesitant to take the guys. Oh, what happened? I didn't see that.
Man, they broke down his whole medical history, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not good, bro.
No.
So what is Tyrone? So what is your official take on Caleb Farley now? What is your thoughts on him in the first round?
Man, I'm
he about to lose that 50.
I might.
That's what donated at this point.
I might be losing that 50. I still like the kid. I still think he's probably the best. The best. One of the best cornerbacks in the draft. His medical scares me, bro. Like I didn't know the severity of it. I didn't know that it was that deep, and he had those many surgeries plus on his knee and everything else. I'll be honest with you, man. At this point, man, he would definitely. I don't know if I took him in the first. I don't think I will. I think if he was sitting there at 34, I probably, if I move a couple of spaces back and take him, I don't know, man, because the kid's not going to be ready till training camp. So, you might even put the kid in the pup when starting off. It's kind of like the kid from Notre Dame that got hurt. And ended up down, ended up taking him, ended up becoming a good player. But this kid, his back, bro, it's nasty, bro. That's
why?
That's my bad. I said the word.
You don't know my bad?
That's 2 surgeries. That's 2 surgeries, bro, in a little bit of time. Yeah. So I'm be honest, Tyson. I really don't know, bro. I don't even know if I don't know. Like,
so what is? So what? You have 50 on this. What was the other 50 you spent? You have 2 $50 bets.
What was the other 50? I'm gonna win the other 50 for sure. It was somebody he said was going in the first round. Like hell no. But I might lose the Farley bet, so it might be a wash, bro. The way it's gonna end up looking.
Well, what was the second? See, now you're boasting victory over a bet you don't even remember.
He was so high. You bet on.
I was good last week, bro. Like real talk, man. I was good.
Yeah. No, but I'm really hesitant. I'm really hesitant to taking anybody that has injury issues. Hey guys, have a good night. See you Thursday.
Have a good one, bro.
So what was your second bet? We got to remember what the second bet was. You were a mess.
I don't even know what it was, man. I don't even remember. I know it was something crazy, man. It was something. I don't know, man. Was it a receiver? Was it? I don't know. John, he'll be on tonight. He'll remember.
All right, we're going to go to Jonathan. Jonathan, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Real good, bro.
Good.
I'm a big fan of the show. I've been listening for the last couple of months now because you guys come on while I'm at work and, like, during my break, so it definitely passes the time, and you guys are great, man. I actually remember the bet, too, Tyrone.
What was it, bro?
That's it.
You bet. I believe you bet John that Asante Samuel wouldn't go in the first round.
That's right.
I said, who wouldn't go? Who was it?
Asante Samuel.
Asante Samuel. He said that.
Okay,
yeah. First round pick.
I don't know. That bet looked kind of stupid right now. I might be cashing up John some money, bro, for real.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I think he can, man. I've seen a lot of mocks with him going. Obviously, it's just mock drafts, but I actually like the kid. I think he's actually really good.
But hey, listen, Baltimore can save me with Farley. Because Baltimore is the type of team that can take Farley, knowing what he is, and let him sit on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Look, bro, we got 2 days to find out. But let me ask you a question, man. So when we talked about the first,
sure.
we kind of got an idea of the second. What do you see in the third rounds, man? What do you see? Was it 66 and 86?
Yeah.
What would you like?
Well, obviously, I honestly, like, with those picks, like, I kind of want to see, because obviously you got to see who falls, because I think a lot of guys are going to fall like they do every year. But I wouldn't mind getting, like, I don't know. I like some of these slot corners, man, and I also like the depth at O-line. That's why I feel like with the 23rd pick that the Jets could actually go, like, cornerback. And then with the second round, you could probably get maybe one of these centers or, you know, these tackles that could transfer over to guard. And then third round, I would say get another cornerback just because I feel like the position is a little weak right now. Even though Bryce Hall is still young, I like Bryce Hall. I think he's going to be really good. And then maybe like a running back with like the later third round pick.
I mean, I feel you on that, man. Like this is my point right here, and this is what I really, really like for them to do. Everyone's saying is build around Zach Wilson. I think the biggest mistake that we made was Sam, and I know Primetime will attest to this, that we did not put him in a position to win. This is why I know they have to fix the O-line, running game, and weapons. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that is the most important thing to do. And I think with the third round picks, fourth round, you keep adding to that. You know what I'm saying? You keep adding weapons. You keep adding depth at O-line. Primetime, what do you think, man?
No, completely agree, dude. The one thing you want to make sure is that in 3 years when you're looking back, you know, you don't want to have those same questions that we had after year 3 with Sam, where you're saying if he had coaching, if he had more weapons, if he had the offensive line. No, started from day one. You have 21 draft picks over the next 2 years. I'd like a lot of the depth in this draft class. Hopefully Douglas and the scouts view it the same way. I think Kenneth Gainwell could be a nice, home run back coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, I like him a lot, man. I think
Hunter Long, Brevin Jordan. I think those guys could be options there. If you're looking for a slot receiver to replace Crowder in a year, Tutu Atwell. He's been dropping on some mocks, but he's listed as only 5'9", but still a speedster. Can probably help you on special teams too. So I think there's a lot of different directions they can go in, which is why I'm starting to lean a little bit more towards offensive line early, perhaps with a cornerback as well, and then you could start to attack some of the depth at those skill position spots.
So, Jonathan, are there any tight ends that you like?
Well, I haven't really dove that deep into the tight end position. I know that Fairmouth kid is pretty good, but I'm not really too familiar with a lot of the tight ends. So I'm not gonna say I know. Obviously, everyone knows Kyle Pitts, but he's gonna go top 5.
Hell yeah, bro. Hey, respect that. I respect that. What about? I like the kid out of Florida. What's his name?
Brevin Jordan.
Florida.
That's the kid out of Miami.
Miami. That's it, Miami? Okay, Miami.
Well, Miami's in Florida, so at least you're in the right state this time.
Hey, listen, right state, baby. Hey, listen, man, number one, I ain't an expert, and I'm horrible with fucking names, bro. So, There's another good tight end in that range, too, but Primetime just avoids them, so that's fine. Hey, Primetime, what about the kid? What about the kid from Ohio State, man? What about him? I know people were saying that he's going to be like a late 5th or 6th round. That kid balled out, man. You know what I'm saying? That kid balled out to me, bro. I like him, bro.
There's one definitely better than that out there.
Uh-oh. Come on, Tyson. Do we gotta go ahead and play your fucking music, bro? Go ahead, man.
No, I'm just trying to have a conversation about tight ends here, man. Wait, what? We can't talk players?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we got Nick Eubanks out of Michigan in the late rounds. We got Trey McKitty out of Georgia. If they want to go that direction, a lot of guys out there.
If you want to settle for less, that's fine.
Noah Gray out of Duke.
Tyson, who are you thinking, Tyson? And who are you thinking, Tyson?
I mean, if I had my personal choice, I would go Tommy Tremble. That's just me.
And what school did he play for, Tyson? Hey, Brown Child, he had his finger on the trigger the whole time, right? Couldn't wait.
I know. That's why I didn't ask the question.
Hey, Tyron, I tell you what, we have this rule now where we're not really interviewing players or bringing on analysts. We draft him. I will have him on the show immediately. We'll be getting all kinds of interviews. I assure you.
Jonathan,
thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
Have a good night,
Thanks,
bro.
guys.
I mean,
have a good one. Everyone, guys.
You too, bro. Everyone's excited about this, bro. This draft, man. I mean, listen. I know we always get hyped for the draft, but doesn't it just seem like this draft right here is something that we can really tell, you know what I'm saying, how close we're going to be this year and next year? I mean, bro, can really turn this thing around. 6 picks in the first, you know what I'm saying, 107 picks, bro. That's a lot. Like, you can really, get some good players there.
Well, what you're going to do is you're going to learn what Joe Douglas is. I mean, last year you have a lot of built-in excuses because of, like, the pandemic and Adam Gase and all the uncertainty and a lot of injured players. This year is not really an excuse, man. You got to get a lot of value now. It's like now this is his blueprint, his team, his personnel. Like, these are all his guys. So we're going to go to Latif. I think I said that right. What's up, man?
Yeah, you got it right.
All right,
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Good. How we doing, fellas?
Good.
How you feeling, man?
Oh, this is my Christmas. The draft every year is Christmas. It's like Christmas to me. I love it every single year. And, like, I agree, this year is a little different because we all know Wilson's going at 2. So we have so many picks this year, and we just got to hope that Douglas hits on every single of these draft picks. I'm talking about from 23 all the way down.
I mean, do you hit? You meaning they all have to be contributors or solid starters? What do you mean by hit?
I mean, third rounds we have. To me, they should be starters. This roster doesn't have a lot of talent on it. So if you hit it right, they should be starters coming out the gate. Now the 4th round and on, they'll be contributors. Special teams and depth players, but they should be at least our first 4 picks. Actually, our first 5 picks should be starters. From Wilson,
that's asking
pick.
A lot, man.
I know. But look, we're coming off a 2-14 season. I mean, we did a lot in free agent, but we don't have a lot on this team. So if you hit them right, it's not out the question that these guys can step in. Maybe not starters, but at least contributors. Playing major downs on this team.
I'm not looking at, like, I don't know about. You're looking at the first two in the first round, so those 2 starters. 1 in the second round should be a starter, and your 6 pick should be a starter in the 3rd round. So you definitely close to it. I think
it's always depending on who they're going to pick. I mean, if they pick maybe like a pass rusher on say 23. I mean, he might not be a starter. He might be a
situational, yes,
exactly.
Situational starter.
So,
absolutely.
So it doesn't. It doesn't have to be absolute starters, but at least playing major depth on this. Playing a major role on this team coming this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you a question, man. So like, how do you feel about taking a guard at 23 or 34? You think that has to be done, or you think that however the board falls out?
Honestly, I would say best player available. I mean, my dream draft right now would be, we got Wilson. I like that kid out of Georgia, the pass rusher at 23. Make this, put him with Rankins and Quinn Williams and Lawson and, get that defensive spot set. Maybe 34. I like the kid Tony out of Florida. Give Wilson, receiver to grow with.
That kid is absolutely elusive, bro. He kind of
reminds me of like Debo Samuel, who's from the 49ers, who kind of, he's come from that Shanahan type of offense.
Yeah,
so, and then after 34, then we could, now if we have to trade up to get maybe like a Wyatt Davis, maybe from the 3rd back into the bottom of the 2nd round, I don't mind that. But then after that, you can look at linemen, you can look at cornerbacks, throwing some, a running back, throwing a tight end. That's where I would go with.
See, my biggest thing is this right here. I think that we have a whole new offensive scheme, so we really don't know what LaFleur really wants to do with the players he got. Because what I'm saying, I really know he wants to run the football. We know that. So how do you feel about picking up a back in the 3rd, maybe 4th round? And if so, is there anybody that you like that you think will come in and contribute day 1?
3rd and 4th round?
Yeah.
I don't have anybody off the top of my head. I agree with Primetime. I do like Gainwell I've seen him play in college, so I do like him as a running back, like a home run hitter. I do like the tight ends you might be able to get in those late rounds. The kid Brevin Jordan out of Miami, and the kid Tyson just mentioned from Notre Dame. He's pretty decent. Trey McKitty from Georgia, he's pretty good. And some more linemen. This draft is deep with linemen. So if you want to get some more linemen, like some guards down the line, Deontay Brown from Alabama might be around there. I do agree that this draft, I believe, should be mostly on the offense. I know we need corners.
I think so too.
I know we need pass rushers, but other than that, I don't care. Just throw tight ends, draft receivers, linemen, running backs. It should be all about helping Wilson.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask everyone a question. Do you see Bryce Hall being a starter for us?
Might have to be this year.
Yep.
I mean, so you see that, right?
As a starter, because he played well in Virginia. You got to remember, he was like a round 2 guy before he got injured, and he dropped all the way down to the 5th round. I mean, he showed flashes, last year.
So really, Bless Austin's the problem, correct?
I don't know about Bless.
Well, I mean, we don't know what Bryce Hall. We don't know what a lot of these guys are, Tyrone, because it's like, you have Javelin Gidry, you have him, you have all these guys. Like, you got to see them in offensive action.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and the thing is too is you want to see these guys with a full preseason, with a full training camp, without all these restrictions. It'd be a whole now they have an NFL offseason, they can get in better shape. They change the whole strength conditioning program. These could be entirely different players coming back this year. We have no idea what half these guys are going to be. They could be a lot better based on the changes we made in the coaching and the training staff.
They have to be zone corners. They don't have to be man to man. They have to play zone corners.
That was the point I was trying to make. I think that, that cover 3 that we're going to run, I think Bryce Hall will flourish in that. I even think Bless Austin would actually be good in that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
time will tell.
So maybe, and I'm going to be honest with you, man.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Lamar Jackson, bro. I love when we got that kid, man. I'm telling you, undrafted free agent, I love that kid, man. I really hope that this kid gets a chance to develop and be something for us. You know what I'm saying? So.
And honestly, that's a chance I'm willing to take for this year. Let's Sauer work with all these young corners that you have. Let him coach them up and see what we have. You got an improved pass rush. You added Carl Lawson. You're getting C.J. Mosley back. So that front 7 should be much improved from last year. Quinn Williams has been starting to play like a beast. So if you have that front 7 causing a lot of havoc and causing pressure, you would think on the back end you can kind of make up for it with some young players if they're coached up right. So let's see what we have there. And if it's still a huge hole at the end of the year, well, guess what? You got plenty of cap space. You got 2 first-round picks next year and plenty of other depth picks, so you can still address it. But for this year,
I agree.
Get Zach Wilson some help.
100%. Yeah, that's why I like the kid. That's why I like the pass rusher at 23. If not the kid from Georgia, maybe the kid from Miami, Russo, or Kwity Paye, maybe one of those guys. That's why, I agree with that. Roll with what we have as far as the cornerback this year and see how these kids do with a full off season. And if there's a problem, because, this is a rebuilding year. If there's a problem, then you address it next year.
Fair enough. Latif, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
All right, fellas. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Bro.
So, Tyrone, we have a shocking development tonight, other than your normal waffles and your wagering, is we have a shocking development. You want to know what it is?
What's that?
A positive prime time. Like, he's back, dude. Kevin is back. Sir. We got some happiness on this fucking show. This is amazing, man.
It took me like 6 weeks, but I thought eventually I'd come around. Eventually I'd be there.
You had to go through it.
Let me grieve at my own pace, and like I said, I'll be back, and I'm back.
But the draft was 2 days away. He's about to be locked in regardless. The one thing about Primetime love this team just as much as anybody else. So you already know he's gonna be back to his normal. So welcome back, homie. Appreciate it.
Don't act like I won't still be hoping for Fields with pick 2. Back in my mind, I'm still rooting for Fields pick 2, but I've accepted what's inevitably going to happen, which is Wilson, and get the Wilson era underway.
I do hate how they throwing him under the bus, man. Trying to make this kid.
Which is why I'm not going to add any fuel to the fire. I'm not going to add any more to it. Kid doesn't.
I'm rooting for him, to be honest with you. I'm rooting for Fields big time.
We all should be. Whoever the pick is, we all should be rooting for him.
I mean, you are, bro. You have
What's
to,
that?
bro. I just think it's a joke, bro. I think it's a joke how you're playing this kid, bro. I really do. I think it's bullshit, but.
All right, we're going to go to Trevor. Trevor, what's up, man?
Lawrence?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up, bro? How you, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm feeling excited. Like, I'm nervous, but I'm excited for this draft. And I don't really count last year's draft as, like, my first draft as an official Jets fan. I feel like this is the official draft for me. Like, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm feeling so many emotions.
Wait a minute. Why does last year not count? You can't. Wait, hold on a second. You can't pick and choose what drafts you want to acknowledge. So what is that shit? You got to like the bad with the good here, man. So why are you not counting last year?
Well, I don't count last year because you got to remember, Tyson, I kind of like just became a fan last year. And last year's draft was the first draft that I've seen. So I don't really count that.
So that's your first,
and this is your second.
That's your first. You call that a learning experience.
Why
True,
wouldn't you want
this
Mekhi
one is
Becton as
going
your
to be
first
like
pick?
10 times better.
That's a solid pick to have as your first overall pick as a fan.
Yeah, Mekhi Becton.
Look back and say we took Mekhi Becton my first draft.
Yeah, but
you got to own it, Trevor. You can't listen, man. Right now, you're coming off like you only want to be here for the good times, and the bad times you want to ignore them here to go away. You got to show consistency.
No. I'll be here for the good.
You got to
own
last. No, you got to own last year, man. You were part of last year. You're part of the Adam Gase experience. You're part of the draft. Last year's your first draft.
All right. I waffled there. I'll admit it. I'll own up to my waffle. Last year was my first draft with the Adam Gase experience, and I'm glad it's over. I'm glad we have a new experience now with a new head coach, and hopefully it'll be a little more enjoyable.
Well, see, and Trevor, it's understandable that you may have waffled because for the last 3 weeks, Tyrone's been doing it, so he probably rubbed off on you. So it happens. We understand, but we'll allow it.
Wow. See how good it goes from positivity to picking on Tyrone, buddy.
But wait, speaking of Tyrone, are you going to come on the draft show?
Yeah, are you coming on our live stream or what?
I'm going to try my best. I might be at work.
That's a no.
So
that's a no.
Nah, man. Listen. Honestly, I really want to be on the draft show.
Don't lie to us, man.
Nah, bro. I really do, bro. You already know what a guy that works, man, to be on the live stream. So I'm trying to get everything set up to where I'm in. When I'm in remote locations, I don't have signal, so I'm on top of a mountain. So, if you guys want to just chip in and tell Tyson to pay a little bit more, so Tyrone can go ahead and get that extra drive, so he can get a better signal, so Tyrone can be on the live stream to be there with you, chanting, celebrating, enjoying. I love you guys. For a small fee, $22.99, you can get it done.
You just need Sarah McLachlan in the background.
So Trevor, what's your predictions for the draft, man? Give us your first 3 picks.
My first 3 picks.
For the Jets.
Would I be able to tell you guys who I want and then who I think will take? Would I be able to do that?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, so who I want, it's very obvious. I'm gonna die on this hill. Make sure you bring me some flowers, Tyson. But I want Justin Fields at 2. I want Kadarius Toney at number 23.
Ooh.
And at number 34, and this might be a bit controversial. You guys might come after me for this, but I really like this guy, Quinn Miners, out of Northwater, Wisconsin. I love this guy, man, and I really, really want him because he can play center. He can play guard. He's even played right tackle before. He's extremely versatile. So those are the guys I want, but my predictions are obviously Zach Wilson, number 2, our quarterback. This is where it gets a little tough for me, Tyson, because I'm going to admit to you, I'll own up to it. I was one of the guys that wanted Farley at 23, and I made a whole tweet, ranting about how I want this guy at 23, and then I seen you retweet that story about him, and I was like, oh, right. So now it's a bit tough for me, but
Yep.
I still would like him at 23 because, in all honesty, I don't feel like Newsome is worth the pick at 23. And Asante Samuel, I would like to see him go at 23, but I feel like he's more of a second-round guy. And I just don't think we're going to take the chance on that type of player because at least with Farley, you know, he was consistent and he's a little bit more talented at the corner position, in my opinion.
Why are you forcing the cornerback pick though? If you don't like it, why not just go to a different position then?
Well, I was thinking about doing linebacker or edge rush, like maybe Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia or maybe Kwity Paye out of Michigan. But we need cornerbacks so badly, Tyson. And like you said, you know, we don't really know what we have with Bryce Hall. Blessed Austin, he's still kind of a question mark. So I would like to address the cornerback position first and then address O-line at 34 with, like I said, maybe a guy, Landon Dickerson or Creed Humphrey if he happens to fall.
Yeah, see, I understand what you're trying to do, but I'm not going to force the pick and say, you know what, I want to address corner, but I'm looking at my third or fourth option. When on your value chart you have, say, a center that's your best center available or your second best edge rusher with less injury concerns. I don't know, man. I would.
So that's a good question, Tyson, and I wanted to ask you this. Like, with that being said about everything that with Farley that's come out, would you feel comfortable with taking a guy like Asante Samuel Jr. at 23? Or would you just address another position?
I'd probably go a different position. I mean, what do you think, Tyrone?
I can't say. Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to be a really good player. I just can't see taking him at 23 though. I just can't see that. I would rather address something with O-line and do that. You know, pass rush. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely if that was taken, I'm okay with that. You know, that's a stretch. I mean, because you're reaching, and I don't think you have to reach. I think there's other players. The kid out of Washington, I think he'll be there in the second round, third round. You know, you got talented players. The kid from Syracuse. They really like him a lot. So, you know, I think it's going to be other players out there that we can get instead of having to reach. I think that if you're reaching for a player, he's going to be a player that you know that's going to be able to really come in. I think Samuel is not necessarily – to me, cornerback ain't necessarily a number one need. I think O-line is probably number one need. So if they're going to reach for anybody, it's going to be O-line. I don't think they're going to reach that far for that.
Just take Tyson Campbell and flourish. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Brad.
That's a name I've kind of forgotten.
My issue is that I like Asante Samuel, but he's probably your fifth best cornerback in this draft. So like you were saying before, I mean, if you could get the best center or one of the best center/guards in the draft, you know, especially on the offensive side, I just think that makes a lot more sense. Maybe you can get the best edge rusher if you wanted to go defense, but, you know, taking the fourth or fifth best corner, I don't know if that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Trevor, cheer up, man. You sound like you're stressed out, man. You got to take a deep breath, exhale.
Damn, I'm not gonna lie, Tyson. I was like, I came in here like feeling nice and confident, and then as soon as you called me out on my waffle, I'm feeling like Tyrone now.
Well, if you feel like me, you're feeling blessed over here, baby. Don't worry about it, man. Hey, where's my shirt at, bro? Give me my fucking shirt, bro. I need that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up,
That's how you talk to him?
I tried to message
Trevor, hold on. Wait, Trevor, hold on. We have another problem here, Tyrone. We got a problem, Kevin. This show is all about problems. So now, not only is Tyrone a major pain in the ass and waffles and always wants more money, now he has his Twitter account on block where people can't message him. So poor Trevor's trying to give him a gift, a nice, generous offer, and I have to beg Tyrone to allow a direct message so we can actually get a present now. This is what we're dealing with here.
Number one, my message was I'm blocked. So I don't know.
Why are the DMs off?
No, my DM ain't off. I just think Trevor doesn't want to send me my fucking shirt. Well, I really believe it because
how am I going to send it to you? I can't even message you. I mean, unless you want to tweet out your information on Twitter, Tyrone, you know, we could do that too, but I figured you might want to do things a little more privately.
He's trying to hook you up, Tyrone. You won't accept his message. What is this?
And I'm giving you syrup. It's not even just the shirt. I'm sending you some Canadian goodies.
Wow.
See how he does me, guys?
You're lying over there. I think you're waffling over there, buddy, because my DM's not cut off. So, you know, but, you know.
He told me, he messaged me.
Call, Tyrone.
He messaged me. He's like, I'm trying to get old Tyrone. Then I tweet you. I'm like, listen, the poor guy's trying to be very generous with you, and you're giving it like you're giving a hard time for it. I don't understand. It's a present, man.
I mean, wow. This is how I get treated, bro. You know what? You wonder why I ask for more money every show. This is why, bro. This is why I gotta go through all of this shit every week. I gotta pump myself up for this, man.
Trevor, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Have a good night.
Have a good night, man.
See, prime time. Like, people don't understand this. Talking Jets is a very small portion of the show. We have to deal with Hollywood. We got to deal with crowd control. We got to deal with social media drama. We got to deal with all the people we offend. This Talking Jets is probably the smallest part of the show, I think.
It's become a 24/7 job.
Hey, man, I'm telling you. Oh, what a show.
It's just, it never ends. So we're going to go to John in Lakehurst. What's up, man?
What up?
Show me the money.
Hey, man. Hey. Holla at me Thursday there, big fella. Nah,
man. I just wanted to break your balls a little bit, but everybody gets on you so much before I get on. I don't want to get on you now. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So how's everybody doing? Good.
Where are you?
Good,
all right.
Take a plane, bro.
Every time I talk to you guys, I'm always in Virginia because it's like I leave out of New Jersey, so that's like Virginia's like, I don't know. It always feels like the longest state. I'm going down to Louisiana. My buddy's getting married down there, so he's got his wedding this weekend. So I'll be down there tomorrow night.
You should stop by and have a beer with Tyrone.
Right? Tyrone, you want me to stop by?
He won't
beer?
answer. He won't answer his phone.
No, but I was like with the draft stuff. I think you hit the nail on the head a little earlier. Kind of how I wanted to say, Tyson. Like, I think it's going to be like draft best player available, but best player available that we need. But it depends on like the value of the boards because it's like the two top corners. Well, now obviously minus Farley, you would have had three, but then there's a little bit of a drop off to the other guys. And then, like, kind of like the Elijah Vera Tucker thing, like he's the best player at his position. So then there's a little bit of drop off if you don't get Tucker. But then that's where I think it comes in with like the kid out of Oklahoma, right? The Trayvon Jenkins or whatever, the big right tackle. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So he's like at the top, you know, other than Sewell and was it Slater? They play left tackle, so he's kind of at the top of his position and would be available at the 23. So I think it would kind of have to go like that, where like you're not reaching so much then because it's a position of need, and then it's a player that's at the top of their premium position. What do you guys think?
That's fair.
Yeah, you got the two tight ends. Like, Tommy Tremble's awesome. Go Tommy Tremble. But there's a drop-off,
That's what I'm saying.
between, like, Freiermuth and Tremble. So it's like, could you really be mad? Like, what if they double-dipped at tight end? I've been thinking about that because everybody's saying wide receiver. I think wide receiver more like a gadget guy like Tyrone Kadarius Toney or something like that. Like, because he's like a multi-purpose weapon, but I could see us double dipping at tight end, and I wouldn't really be mad at that because you're kind of getting a good blocker. Is that booze or cheers? I'm getting booze.
Dude,
no
Tyrone, wait, hold on. Well, Primetime is on a positivity mantra tonight, which is so welcome. So, Primetime, your thoughts on double dipping at tight end?
Yeah, what rounds are we talking? Because I think if you take a tight end somewhat early in, like, let's say round 3, maybe there's not much of a need.
Right.
But if you wait until round 4 or round 5, I wouldn't mind going back to back there.
What if you got Jenkins, right tackle, who could slide in at the guard position because we would keep Fan at tackle, or vice versa, however that would fall. So you're getting the top-notch lineman, no matter how you slice it. And then, like with the 34 pick or whatever, say you did take Freiermuth because he's not that. He's off of Kyle Pitts, because Kyle Pitts is just like he could be a receiver, but for a tight end, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, with that scenario, if I end up taking a tight end at 34, I mean, between him and I think you're going to bring back Herndon, he's not making a whole lot of money, so I think you want to see what he could do with the new coaching staff. Maybe not as your number 1 tight end, but I think he'll still be on the roster. I don't know if there's much of a need after that to take a tight end, at least with a premium pick. Maybe round 6 or round 7 if you want to take a flyer on a guy, that would be fine.
What about, like, round 4 and take, like, Tommy Tremble with the round 4 pick? Like, would that be terrible because you're getting
Two tight ends that early, though?
John.
With all the other needs you have? That would be tough.
John,
I guess Tremble's more of the blocking tight end, but...
This is some Tyrone kind of bullshit we're dealing with right now.
No, it's not, dude. Like, really think about it. You got two...
Nah, it's some bullshit, bro. Why we got 5 tight ends on the roster now? We need 5 more?
Yeah, but Griffin can get cut in June,
like, that's
and then we
crazy
save more money.
Like, you're talking about we need to double dip in tight end? Don't we have enough on the
Chris
roster?
Who do you have at tight end? You got Daniel fucking Brown, who sucks. He can't block or catch. Chris Herndon can't catch a fucking dumpster that's thrown at him. And then you got fucking Ryan Griffin, who wasn't the same coming off injury. What have they proven?
He might get cut.
I'm just saying, you're giving the kid 2 weapons.
You want to take 2 more tight ends?
I would say the only
that's
one
how we fix that?
No, I'm just saying, like, Freiermuth's a top tight end. It's a weapon. He can block and catch. And so can Tommy Tremble. He can block and catch. Tommy Tremble got good hands. He's a good blocker, phenomenal blocker. But if you can get him in the 4th, like, and then now you got your 2 third-round picks. So you go back, your first third-round pick, you go back to offensive line, and then your later third-round pick, take a wide receiver then if you want to.
John, you know I love you, John, but I'm going to be real with you. Why don't we double dip at guard?
I think running back
double dip at tackle. You know what I'm saying? But you want to double dip at tight end? At all the positions of need that we have. You can double dip at the tackle, too. There's guys like Darsal that'll be available in the 3rd. But you're taking if you double dip at tight end, you're taking away a good player that could actually be productive on this roster. You want to sign an undrafted free agent? That's fine.
In fairness, hold on. In fairness, I think you can make a valid argument to double dip at almost any position on this roster other than like interior D-line?
Other than tight end.
That's bullshit. He's undervalued.
It wouldn't be my preference. It wouldn't be my preference if you're taking one early on. But to say that you couldn't use 2 tight ends?
Anything was Dustin Keller, and he was taken in the late 1st round. That's the last tight end that was productive on this team. It's an important position. Everybody that wins has a good tight end. Yeah.
Well, John, let me ask you a question, John. We suck at raising quarterbacks. So we should take 2 quarterbacks too, huh? Maybe even 3.
No, I'm not saying that.
We got more than last year, so that's 1, and now we'll take 1 or 2.
Bullshit. That's like sliced bread and oranges. That don't even go together, 2 quarterbacks. You're getting fucking Zach Wilson, so you would bring in a veteran. What I'm saying is there's not really, unless you're going to bring in you're going to keep the garbage tight ends that we have rather than having 2 productive tight ends that can block.
I mean, how do you know they're going to be productive? And why would you, John, we have 5 tight ends.
We got fucking 6 receivers.
I understand you want to draft 1. We don't need 7 fucking tight ends, bro.
I want to keep 7. I think
we can't fix everything in 1 draft. So
other than Herndon, what tight end is guaranteed to be on this roster that's on our team right now? Honestly.
Exactly.
Okay.
So why would it be a bad idea to take 2 tight ends?
Savings of a pile of shit.
Because we
need
so much
where I think you're wrong,
shit.
John, is if you're taking 1 at 34, I think it's less of a need to take another one at round 3 or round 4. But I agree with you. I wouldn't be mad at all if we got 2 tight ends.
Round 4 or round 5. Round 5, you can get Eubanks. I'm just saying, if we double dip at the position where the guys are proven guys that can block and catch. I think it's a value position. We're going to run 2 tight ends.
How about double dipping that tackle?
You only have
How
one
about double
good tight end,
dipping
and
that
they're just
tackle?
going to double in.
Double dipping that guard. Double dipping that center.
And I've been saying
what if the tight ends are the best players available on your board? Then what?
Double dip on corner. Fuck corner.
No.
We have a bunch
I
of
didn't say
corners.
corner. What? They guard, tackle,
Fuck corner.
and fucking center. So that's it.
I'm saying there's a more drop
I
off.
would rather go there than go for tight end, man. Listen, bro, that's crazy shit, bro. I'm sorry, man.
We got like 8 corners on the roster. What are you talking about? We got like 8 cornerbacks on the roster.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Yeah. So we did.
I'm
like I
just
said
saying.
What do we need? Like 13 corners? What do we need?
No, that's what I'm saying, Kevin. You're making the point that I'm saying. I know you're joking on me, but that's what I'm saying, though. Just because you have a bunch of guys sitting there at the tight end position, they fucking suck. So, like, we're just not going to have a tight end in a run-heavy system that uses the tight end as leverage to be open over the middle of the field.
I wasn't joking on you. I was joking on Tyrone for the 5 tight ends argument. When, again, other than her, he's the tight end that's helping us right now. I'm like, just because you have guys doesn't mean that you have productive players.
Exactly, but so you would rather waste a draft pick and waste a draft pick and draft another fucking tight end. 2 of them.
How is it a waste? What if the 2 tight ends you take are the best players available on your board? Let's say you go back-to-back. Let's say your second pick in round 3, and then you take another one in round 4, and they're your best players available. You get Hunter Long and then Brevin Jordan, let's just say. Why would that be a bad thing?
Hunter Long and Tommy Tremble. I'm not saying it has to be Freiermuth. I'm just saying Freiermuth, after Freiermuth, then it drops down a little bit. Like after corner, like we're saying, Asante Samuel won't go in the first. That was the other bet we made, by the way, which he will go in the first because you have Newsome and Farley ahead of him, and they both get fucking injured all the time. And Farley probably ain't going to see the field till this season anyway. But that's just the point. What I'm saying is, so that's why Asante Samuel will go to a team like the Ravens because they're in a winning position. They could reach on a guy like that. I don't think it's smart for us to reach. So
the Ravens wouldn't reach on Farley, huh? Like I said earlier, they wouldn't reach on Farley because they're a solid organization.
I don't think anybody's going to reach on Farley till like the 3rd or 4th round. You'll see. Look what happened to Bryce Hall. It's the same shit.
Bryce Hall had a broken foot, bro. He had a broken foot.
Okay, and this kid had 2 back surgeries back to back. And you don't even know how he's going to recover from that.
And he's still considered, after the medical check, he's still considered a first rounder, bro. That's my point.
Okay.
Listen,
I'm 38. I still think I could do shit, but I could bust the ankle. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got pre-existing injuries. Why would you? It's like buying a car that had a fucked up transmission. You're like, maybe I'll roll the dice on it. But why would you do that when you could just get a year or 2 older
because
car that never had a transmission problem?
They can. So you said they would take a chance on draft.
I said they would reach for Asante Samuel.
Okay, they would reach. So they
that.
wouldn't reach for Farley. They wouldn't reach that a kid could actually heal up good and be that kind of player.
I'm not saying that. I don't know if they'll reach on Farley or not. Maybe. I just don't think he's going to go in the first round. That's just my opinion. But I'm saying what you're saying about double dipping on the tight end is crazy, but it's not crazy because we're talking about double dipping on the lineman. So is there really a big difference?
We need linemen, John.
I know we need linemen, but I'm talking about the drop-off of production.
John, you come on this show every fucking week and you say the same thing.
The last time I called, I said, how do I say the same? Yeah, I say the same thing about the line, and I was saying if Creed Humphrey's there at 23, I would take him, but he's moving up the boards. I don't think he's going to be there. Tevin Jenkins, I would take him at 23. And then I was like, oh, well, we could double up and in 34 take another lineman. But I think that's a mistake. I think we should address another, like, tight ends in important position. If you could grab Freiermuth at 34, I don't even think he'll be there at 34. My opinion again. Or Kadarius Toney, either one. I'm just saying get a weapon. And then you could go back to line in the 3rd round. You could go back to tight end in the 4th or 5th round. It's deep at those positions. That's what I'm saying. But you'll still get best player available. Where, like, I just don't agree with, like, reaching on a linebacker in the 5th fucking round that's not going to see the field. We still have money in a second wave of free agency. I think we'll get other guys in with linebackers.
Why wouldn't he see the field?
I'm not saying he will or not. I'm just saying to reach, like, in the 5th round, going for a linebacker over like taking a Tommy Tremble or something that would fall. I'd rather go double up on the tight end. That was my whole point. Not saying we have to do that. I'm just saying it's another weapon and a blocker. The tight end's just as important as the line, I think.
So why not double up a receiver or I don't know. John.
Well, I mean, if you think about Tyrone Batari, look at Tyrone. Look at the Patriots all season and free agency. What did they do?
Boom.
Doubled up at the tight end. I guarantee you Miami's going to take a tight end to go with you.
Mic drop.
Yeah, free agency, buddy. You're not going to draft. Bro, listen,
all the more reason to draft well, so you don't have to pay big bucks for
hold on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, all these mock drafts and everything, everybody got.
This is the whole point of this dumbass conversation. I'm really ready to move on, but this is the whole point, bro.
It's not a dumbass conversation.
It is a dumbass, bro. It's dumb as shit, bro. Like,
it's different than the same
ever, bro.
Shit. Okay, we're going to take one player every position in need.
Like, this is your worst take the fuck ever. Like, I always thought you would come away with fire, bro. You came in with some straight bullshit, bro.
Why? Because I value the tight end position? That's bullshit.
I know, because it's bullshit. You want to draft two tight ends, and we need everything else on this fucking team, which makes no fucking sense.
Why? What else?
Prime time. For you to even come over here and say the Patriots.
Let's talk about that for a second, because this whole shit on that, like, we have so many fucking holes. It's interior offensive line, depth at outside offensive line, tackle, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
That's a hole. Corner is a hole for another outside man corner. You still have depth at the position. Like, you can't be the best at every position unless you're, like, putting the dream team together, like the Buccaneers.
Can I ask you a question, John? How many times Beckley got hurt last year? How many times Beckley got hurt last year? 3 times. Okay. How many times Beckley got hurt last year? Okay.
And I agree with that.
Hold on, John. Stop fucking talking. Just listen for a second, man. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Who was the backup that went for fans?
Angry motherfucker. God damn.
Huh? Who was the backup for fans?
Odoga? Who was the backup for fan? Odoga was the backup for fan.
Okay,
and the other guy that we had, Josh Andrews.
Let me ask you a question.
Or no, it was.
Let me ask you a question.
And they brought back Doug McDermott too.
And how bad
McDermott, that was
Odoga?
it.
How bad was Odoga? How bad was it? Primetime? How bad? Help your boy out, Primetime. How bad was Odoga, Primetime?
It depends on. Sometimes he looks bad.
Horrible?
Sometimes he looks all right.
Hold on, John.
But he's a backup. He's a third-round pick.
Was he horrible? Was he fucking horrible? Was he horrible last year? Was he horrible? When you saw him
was every
game, you knew he was
pretty much
giving
every
a sack
line
or penalty.
Okay. Yeah, all right. He was horrible. What's the point of that?
So why not double up on
That's what he did. Perryman sucked. Braxton Berrios
Why not double up on tackle? Why not double up on tackle? I'm just saying.
I thought Berrios was all right.
Frank Gore sucks. Like,
I mean, we realize
no, I'm saying
sucks.
You can't. But just because you double up on tight end, Tyrone, don't mean you can't double dip at the interior or exterior of the offensive line. It's deep. There's a lot of lines coming out this year.
One last point, John. One last point. What?
I don't know how we got it, because I said about the 2 tight ends because I value the position.
It was a happy show at this point.
Prime time. I want an honest question.
I fucked it up.
Yeah, I'm here.
Listen,
what you got?
Prime time. I want to ask you I want an honest answer from you, Prime time. And seriously, no.
Was he gonna lie to you?
What would you rather?
I always tell the truth,
just
even when I lie.
O-line or tight end?
Why can't you do both?
I even agree with you with that.
Oh,
That's John.
You could do both.
Your name ain't Prime time. No, Prime time. I'm asking you one or the other.
Tyrone can't even argue nice.
But no,
Tyrone just being.
But hold on. Tyrone, no, it's not an either-or question, though. You had 10 picks.
Yeah, that's not what I was saying at all.
Exactly.
So you would rather them draft 2 tight ends instead of drafting 2 tackles?
It's not an either-or.
No,
You
I
have
didn't
10
say that.
draft picks. I could take 3 offensive linemen and 2 tight ends, and I still have 5 more picks to get a running back, 2 corners, a tight end, or whatever else, or another receiver. I have 10 picks.
Okay.
You said last week we should go Farley and Eichenberg at 34, who are both fucking hurt all the time. You said that last week.
And you just said we should draft 2 tight ends, bro. What the fuck?
2 tight ends.
You just said 2 tight ends. a team who has holes in every position, and your ass, we got 9 tight ends on the team, but you want to bring 11
I
on the
was
team.
talking about if we drafted a right tackle, Jenkins.
Listen, if we want something real, we would all be happy. If ain't shit, bro, in the draft. If ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so
if I was 50 pounds lighter,
and we have all ifs at tight end right now.
Get out of your 100. Another $100 does what? So what? You think it's not possible? What are you saying? Like who? All right, here we'll do this. You name who we're drafting at 23. I'm gonna name who we're drafting at 23
I have no
for a quick
fucking
100.
clue. What you mean? I'm not
Me either. But that's what I'm saying. You're shooting my because you're shooting my idea down.
No, but wait, John, hold on. Wait, John, I have an idea. Wait, here's an easier way. Since neither one of you guys want to put a name to a player, how about this? The first 3 picks for the Jets, the first 4 picks, identify the positions that are going to be drafted.
The first 4 picks?
4 picks. The first 4 picks for New York Jets. The first one's a slam dunk. You got quarterback. So the 3 picks after that, you guys got to identify the positions that are going to be drafted.
It's either going to be center because it's going to be Creed Humphrey or Tevin Jenkins. I think they'll both be available, and I think he will based off of drafting Becton last year. No matter what, like we could have drafted other weapons and stuff. He went with.
All right,
Becton.
So John, your first. So you're saying they're going to go center. What's their third pick going to be?
Third pick, I think it's going to be a weapon, whether that's a wide receiver or a tight end.
Well, you got to pick which one it is. What is it?
Based on the drop-off after Freiermuth, I'll go wide receiver.
All right, so you have quarterback, center, wide receiver. What is the 4th pick for the Jets going to be?
I think it's going to be it's going to probably be a cornerback.
All right, so Tyrone, you got quarterback as the first pick. What is the Jets' second pick going to be?
O-line.
Okay, what is the third pick going to be?
I love you, Tyrone.
Don't be nice to him now.
Be real. The second round pick is going to be.
Jesus
O-line.
Christ. This is like Steve. You can go O-line. Okay, and what's the 4th pick going to be? All right, so John has center, wide receiver, corner, and Tyrone has offensive line, corner. Prime time, who do you think is going to win that?
I hate to say it, but I think Tyrone might.
Only
because I don't think they're going to take a receiver at 34. I would like them to, and I hope they get a weapon there, but I think that the depth of receiver in this draft class is pretty good.
I hope so.
So I have a feeling they'll either double up at offensive line or maybe just look to get a corner there with an offensive line.
Well, listen, it's a lot of good it's a lot of good receivers that's going to be there in the 3rd round. You know what I'm saying? What about boy Moore? What about the other kid? With the weird ass name.
I think Moore is going to go earlier than that. That's why I was hoping for like a Kadarius Toney or Moore or I forget the other guy. I can't remember him right now. But that's why I was saying that.
Tony's a straight beast, though. I ain't gonna trip. Tony's a straight beast, man. That kid is like he's like a human joystick, man. He's like, you know what I'm saying? He's an automatic joystick.
John, thanks for calling him in, and thanks for completely rattling Tyrone. This show is supposed to be positive, and now you're doing the whole thing. So, rattle.
What do you do with the T-shirt thing? How do you do that? How does that work? Like when you guys figure that for your draft show?
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out. We'll have it all done by Thursday. We'll figure it all out.
All right, cool. All right, guys. All right, have a good night.
Enjoy your wedding, man.
Be careful out there, bro.
Later.
Have a good night, man. I think I know what we should do for our giveaway.
What is it?
Well, the Jets have 10 picks, so everybody on a comment or on Twitter, on Instagram, they just post 10 players that they think the Jets are going to draft, and whoever nails the most picks right that are actually Jets, they win the shirt.
Works for me. We can do that. That's a good idea. All right, that'll be our giveaway. So we're 2 days away from the draft, and how did we just have a 20-minute argument? What happened just now?
Because, man, Primetime was just agreeing with that. Listen, I love John. You know, John always comes on, man. He's always funny. He's always with a good point, man. I'm sorry, that was the good point, bro. That was a great point. That was his worst point ever, bro.
Tight end's important.
And then Tyrone was actually mean to him. Tyrone was like, "You shut up, I'm talking now." That's what you said.
Nah, man, he's like, yo, nah, I didn't say that, bro. Like, I was
That's
just
exactly
saying,
what you said.
John is my guy, man. Like, but that was crazy, bro. Like all the positions that we need, bro. You telling me that taking two tight ends is more important than what we need? But we need so much.
Prime time.
Doesn't make any sense to me, bro.
Were you startled by Tyrone's behavior towards John?
A little bit, yeah. He showed his anger.
Yeah.
Hold on. He let his emotions get the better of him, you know?
Hold on. Should we rewind the first part of the show when Tyson went on an 8-bit sabbatical on who he pissed off the day before? But when
the problem that we had last night was not me telling somebody to shut up and know their role. All I was doing was asking questions last night the person couldn't answer.
I didn't tell nobody shut up and jabroni,
you
shut
told
up and know your role.
Shut the fuck up and let me speak.
Yo, nah, man.
This
John,
is wait.
Listen,
John was trying to talk, and this is what happened.
Shut up, bitch.
Yep. Exactly what I heard.
You know what? When I listen to the show again tomorrow, I will be able to confirm. I can confirm nor deny that.
You will feel bad tomorrow. You'll be like, oh shit, man, I gotta apologize to John.
Yeah, you know, John, I'm sorry, John. You know I love you.
2 in a row now.
If I offended you,
Trevor mailed me my fucking shirt.
You,
like, damn.
Tyrone's trying his best to make us lose fucking. We're losing followers to Tyrone now. He's scaring all the followers away.
Hey, listen, man. John got the best one-liner ever. When John was like, "Yo," he said, "You know, when we go to the bar, we want the girls that's gonna give it up, baby."
Don't try to butter up now after you attack them.
Hey, man. I didn't attack John, man. See, Tyson, this is the problem with the show right here. You just you just throw gas, or you just want war, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't help it, man. You can't be nice for a whole show, bro. You got to create some kind of chaos. And then you step back like you didn't do shit. Like, you sent us to war and act like, why we at war? Like, what happened?
Okay, now we're gonna go to Jose. Jose, what's up, man?
Oh,
Jose. Hey guys.
What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
What's up? Hey, Tyrone.
Here it comes.
Yeah, bro. I'm here.
When you go,
let him have it.
When you go back and listen, you did tell John to shut up.
Yep.
I told him shut up.
He did tell me.
I mean, but Jose, I didn't cuss at him, though, Jose. I didn't curse at him.
Did.
Tyson was like, I told
you did.
Shut the fuck. I didn't
curse at Trevor. You cursed at Trevor.
But he did make it sound like a Kardashian when he said everyone just on you.
The Kardashian.
Yo, damn, Jose. Man, I thought we were cool, Jose, man. Why I gotta do all that, bro? Why we gotta do all that, bro?
No. John said everybody just on you, and he didn't want to get on you. I'm just quoting what he said. I'm quoting him. I looked at my phone like, what did he just say?
See, we should bring you on as like our fact checker.
Tyson. Apparently, I'm getting you guys in trouble. Why? Getting you guys because of what you retweeted. My
No, your tweet didn't do anything to get us in trouble.
He put a comment under that was very emotional.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care. Like, Jose, you know how I roll, dude. If somebody somebody wants to complain about our fucking show, here's the deal: don't listen, don't follow. We don't care. Like, I don't. Like, goodbye. Like, I don't give a shit.
Just for the record, you guys do not make me say anything. You don't put a gun to my head. I am responsible for my own actions and words. Tyrone.
Oh, of course, dude.
Tyrone, you better show up on Thursday.
No chance.
Hey, Jose, I'm going to try my best, bro. I ain't even lying.
That ain't happening.
I really want to be on Thursday.
You sound like
Adam G.
Don't even do.
Every girl says before she goes to me. I try my best to, make plans, and never happens.
Hey,
ain't
nobody chipping on none of these bills around here, man.
Oh, what?
Hey.
What's the bill? $5?
Nah, I mean, it's a lot more than that, but I'm just saying, Jose, see how you treat me, bro? See how you treat me?
That's some funny shit.
Hey, I don't let up on anyone.
Hey, but Jose, in all seriousness, man, thank you for always supporting us, man. We appreciate it. Somebody attacked us on Twitter. You always jump in, man. We appreciate it.
He got his. You know, Jose doing shows now, so he getting real Hollywood over there, man.
Hey,
he's gonna take all the callers Tyrone scares away.
I just show up for family.
We appreciate it, man, for sure.
All right, guys. See you Thursday.
Have a good night, man. Thanks for calling in.
Good night, bro.
Have a good night, man.
Bro.
Tyrone, you better show up.
Yep. We know. Have a good night, Jose. We know that shit ain't happening. Tyrone's too fucking.
Better chance of showing up.
Jose calls the show talking shit though, bro. Like he don't even pause in this shit. He starts talking shit. He's been
last
tweeting
night
for
on the
about
stream,
an hour, bro.
Dude, he comes in on the stream and just roasts the shit out of everybody. He just comes in just guns blazing, don't give a fuck, man. It's funny as hell. So we're gonna go to James. James, what's up, man?
Guys, I'm doing okay. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, bro.
Tyrone's trying to ruin the show, but we're trying to get through it.
Yeah, you know what? This is a side of Tyrone I've never seen, actually. I thought he was a man of the people, but, man, don't piss Tyrone off.
Nope.
Hey, that's the guy that was on the show before me, but that's not me. I ain't hugging shit. Check me out. Check my old. Hey, bro. Check my old tapes, bro. This has been Tyrone from day one. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it fool you.
Tyrone doesn't want friends, apparently.
No, I get it. No, you know what, guys? Draft, obviously, really exciting. Makes you a little nervous as a Jet fan. But, you know what? I think if we stick to the blue plan, all offense, all the time, I think that is the blueprint to have a successful draft, right? I feel like we got to be careful going into these. Well, the best player available. You know what? We got to protect Zach Wilson any shape, any way we can do it. You know, at pick 23, you know what, guys? I have a feeling they're probably going to trade back or trade up from that pick. But if you had to take someone at 23, you got to go with Jenkins, the tackle from Oklahoma. I like the sound of strength and offensive line, and whatever. If you got to take another lineman at 34, you do it. Going to a third round, if there's another one there, you do it again, right? But in all retrospect, as long as it's all offense, you know, our mixture of running backs, I personally like Najee Harris a lot, but I like running backs every year. That's a biased opinion. I think at 23, it's got to be Creed Humphrey. It's got to be Jenkins. At 34, you know, if someone wiggles down or, you know, shakes down, you land them there. And I like Tony, too, Tony. I like him a lot, too, at the wide receiver position. I just like the idea of giving ourselves flexibility, weapons, you know. I'm just tired of seeing our offense struggle every year, guys, right? And we just don't have enough talent sometimes, so we don't have enough depth to go out there and make the plays, get the first down, get into the end zone. So, I mean, it's got to be all offense all the time. You know, even if the kid from Miami is there at 23, we got to have the offensive lineman. And to me, I think that's our priority, all offense. What do you guys think?
I agree. I think the biggest problem we made over the years, and I think that, you know, Sam Darnold has showed what we shouldn't do. And I don't think Joe Douglas is going to make that mistake. So, to me, protecting him, you know, you gave him a few weapons, but protecting him is the most important thing. I think that if you come out this draft and the kid's going to be protected and you have young, talented players that come in, you know, even if you got some development players, a tackle and guard, I'm fine with that. Even that center, I'm fine with that. But to protect this kid and give this kid a chance to succeed, I think that's the most important thing. I think we have to do that. I think that if we don't do that, then we fail. You know what I'm saying? You know, we just went through a situation where we saw what happens to a quarterback when he doesn't have the help and protection that he needs. We just seen this. We just went through this. So I think that the most important thing is to protect this kid and get this kid, you know, standing upright and you know, and a few more weapons. But I think really the most important thing is really the O-line. What do you think, Prime Time?
No, I completely agree. You know, if it was me as GM, my approach would be all offense, targeting the O-line early, and then looking for the mid-rounds to, you know, get a receiver, get a running back, possibly multiple tight ends. But I'm surrounding my quarterback with as many weapons as possible. I'm doing that at all costs. Unfortunately, I don't know if Joe Douglas is going to have the same approach, because I do feel like he might look at the fact that we are starting a completely new rebuild here with a brand new staff. So how many guys really on this roster, you know, do you look at and say, all right, this is a piece that I have as a building block going forward? There's not many. So you can point to almost every position and say, you know, if there's a best player available, you can make a case, you know, for a lot of guys. You can make a case for a linebacker, an edge rusher, a corner. So I feel like to a certain extent he's going to go best player available. But if it's a toss-up, I would hope that he would lean with the offensive side.
That's what I'm hoping for. You know, we got to keep our fingers crossed. And it gets tempting, though. I mean, if they take a defensive lineman, oh, man, you know what I mean? That's just I consider that a failure, right? I can't take any more of these D linemen. I just can't. You know, in the first round, second round, it's got to be all offense all the time. You got guys like Tony. You got the running back, the Tar Heel, right? Carter. You have all these options, right? And we just got to make sure we get them and careful not to step into the bullshit of going after, you know, a project defensive lineman or whatever. So if we do that, I'm liking that. And then one of the questions I did have, since you guys were talking about tight end, what do you guys think about Trayvon Wesco? To me, I've always liked him. I've always been a fan of his. I want to see what he can do in this offense, this West Coast team. Do you think that's a guy you want to take a chance on, or do you feel like you can find his replacement in this draft? What do you guys think about that?
Well, the guy I mentioned earlier, Ben Mason, the fullback/tight end out of Michigan, I think there's a good possibility the Jets might go with a guy like him in round 6 or round 7. But I don't think it would be at the expense of Wesco. And at the very least, I think Wesco is going to be at training camp. You know, you're talking about, what was it, a 4th or 5th round pick that he was. But he's not making a ton of money. I don't see any reason that they would just give up on him at this point. I know it wasn't a Joe Douglas pick, but I think for everybody, just a fresh start and a new offense. Let's see what these guys can do in a legitimate system that, you know, schemes guys open. And, you know, if he shows that he has some potential to work in the system, then, you know, he probably makes the team. If not, you move on from him.
Yeah, James, thanks for calling, man. Your background noise is super loud, so thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Have a good night, man.
We got, so, Prime Time, you got, I'll screen.
So Tyrone, give me somebody in the later rounds that you're looking at. You've been talking a lot, 23, 34. Give me some guys in round 3, round 4, even round 5 that you're looking at. So I got a few names.
I really like the kid from UCLA, the receiver, running back. His name slips me. I really like that kid, bro. Like, I really like him.
So
I'm gonna say,
Tyrone.
Yes.
We have a very special guest joining us. who is extremely angry at the way our show went this evening. So we're going to bring on Yankee John. No, Yankee John is not pleased. Yankee John's not pleased at all with us. I have no idea why. Yankee John, how are you, my friend?
What's up, my guy?
Here's the deal. Hey, Tyrone, Hollywood, Ty, I'm very excited, but I'm going to ask the fucking questions, and you answer them. Ooh. First one.
Yes,
right? Here's the first one. Okay, you take the assumed pick at number 2. What's the most important pick at the same round that gives you something special?
I say Tucker.
Well, Ricky, no. It's me now, right? I'm round tabling this shit. So you guys can decide who goes left to right or right to left, but give me one that's special.
At 23? What? At 23?
See, you're all talking at the same time, and it feels very good. Just give me an order and one you feel that's going to support if the presumptive pick is Zach Wilson, or if you love somebody else, the person behind them, who it's going to be.
Creed Humphrey.
Right, I mean, sometimes they just throw out the words.
I'm gonna say that I think that if the pick we're gonna pick that everyone thinks we're gonna pick, I think anything on the O-line.
My man,
I think anything on the O-line.
It's just outlandish.
He's trying to buy time.
Why is it outlandish, John?
Well, no. See, I don't believe in that. Tell me, you got one? Give it to me in the next 7 seconds. I'm not the person to be like, oh, well, Tyrone said this. That's very funny for a lot of people, not funny for me. I know how long you've been around this. Tell me. Give me your thing.
I mean, at 23, I would say Tucker, Creed Humphrey, any one of those guys, or you know what I'm saying? Any one of those guys will be.
No, but I mean, what position is more important? You don't even have to give me a name. Just tell me what position.
Position.
Center.
Guard. I think guard. I think guard is the most. You know what I'm saying? I think our interior last year was really.
You think a guard's more important? You think guard's more important than a center for a young quarterback?
I think that we already have a center that they're comfortable with. So yeah, I say guard. I mean, we take you don't think you get Creed Humphrey, you can't move McGovern over? You don't think that's an upgrade at center? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they're more comfortable with having McGovern play this year, one rookie quarterback, than having a rookie center. I think regardless of who we take center wise, I think McGovern still is the starting center.
All right.
Okay.
Hollywood,
I actually agree with that.
You said what now?
No, I actually agree with that.
No, I want to hear Hollywood. I want to hear what Hollywood thinks.
I just told you.
You gave me yours.
I think that.
What's Hollywood? Hollywood, what's yours?
Well, probably go Tyrone is fucking Hollywood. I'm just the innocent person over here.
Wait a minute. I've been around here long enough to remember that Hollywood is Hollywood. And Tyrone, I got a whole nother gig I'm going to build up as we go along. So that definitely is not the truth.
To me,
right,
I'm going center.
Tyson, your position pick.
My position pick, to be honest with you, I say center. I think center's the most important. I'm not sold on McGovern. We can get a center for Zach Wilson, and you grow them two together, just like you had. It should be perfect. You have a young left tackle, a young center, and a young quarterback. That's your offensive line. That's how you move.
All right.
So that'd be the most valuable.
Now, let's get interesting, right? Let's get real interesting. The second pick of the draft, not the second pick literally of the draft, but the second pick of the draft for the Jets.
Right.
What direction should you go? Where do you say your statement is, this is how we're going to do things to build up around what I picked at the number 2 pick?
O-line.
Yep. Offensive line, man. That's your statement.
All right, so let me ask you this, because this is something that I honestly really do think is important. The Jets have the opportunity to take some of the picks they've gained including some of the talent they have, and they trade it to go up in the draft. Do you think that Kyle Pitts, as a tight end, someone who is a throw up and get it, to develop your young quarterback who you're not completely sure that any of the O-linemen in this draft would be able to build completely around, but you know this guy's got a wingspan that if you just toss it up in the air, he can get it. Is he worth trading up for?
How far?
How much are you giving up to get
as
to
many
pick 5?
picks they have?
So you're going to mortgage a good portion of your draft for Kyle Pitts?
Well, no. You already have the number. You already have the number 2. So if you believe in the quarterback, you're good. But my question is that, are you willing to take some of the picks that are unsure? Because let's remember this. Ozzie Newsome was a guy who literally introduced it to the league. Hey, the more picks you have, the better chance you have at hitting on them. You probably won't hit on all, but if you do, you'll hit on enough to make your team successful. That's no different than saying, hey, if I know this kid is going to be fantastic and I'm drafting a quarterback and he can go up there and take that wingspan and just ball down in the end zone, and that's a real thing to make him be a consideration for his development, I'll do it. Right? Because you miss more than you hit.
Yeah, but listen, I understand your whole premise behind this, but how far are you willing to trade up to? If you're going to go from 23 to, say, 7 or 8, dude, that's enormous.
It is, but let me ask you something. How many missed first-round picks do you get? A lot.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of a move for like a win-now team that you think you're one player away, where the Jets have a lot of holes, where if you're going to give up, say, 3 draft picks to move up, that's a lot for one player when they have a lot of other holes.
I couldn't have scripted your question better, because that's exactly what I believe in. So if that's the case, then why the hell are you drafting this quarterback if you don't believe in it? As a GM, you have to say to yourself, this guy is the guy that I believe can do something special. And if I do believe that, then damn it, I'm going to make another move to make sure I give him something special. And Kyle Pitts is, I mean, if we didn't rank it quarterbacks and need, I think we'd all agree Kyle Pitts is the best player in the draft.
Hell yeah. But John, you willing to go up that much?
He literally is a go up and get it, be done with it.
You might have to go to pick 5
you willing to go
him,
from
though.
23? You willing to go from 23 to what, 4 to get him?
Well, how good have we done with any pick we've ever had?
Yeah, but you can't go by that.
To believe
we already had so many needs.
No. If I'm in the position to be the GM, that I believe we're in a position to get the guy we have, and the way that Joe Douglas laughs, looks around, loves Zach Wilson, if that's what happens 2 nights from now, then I want to give him the greatest opportunity for success, right? And that is obviously building up through the middle. But I also think that there's no question Kyle Pitts is one of the best prospects you've ever seen in your life. This dude could literally jump over the universe and take it in the end zone, which means on contested throws, he's gonna get out of the universe, grab it, bring it back, and Thanos everyone on the other team.
Yeah, but see, we're not disputing his talent, dude, and his value in the offense. We're disputing the amount of assets you have to give up to actually get him.
Well, how about this? Ready? How about this? You have the 23rd pick in the first round, and you have multiple picks in first rounds. You have C.J. Mosley, who's it's been clear that they're willing to, and he's subjective because obviously he hasn't played and it's been a little funny, but he also has produced enough results to make you get a little extra than you should out of somebody who hasn't played. If I thought that I could give my first-time quarterback a real playmaker, I'd go over the universe to get him. And he is literally, amongst almost anyone, the guy who's regarded as the best prospect out of this draft. If I could get a quarterback
what kind
bananas.
of compensation you willing to give up? So you listen. I understand the player, but what are you willing to give up to get this player? How much draft? What's your What's your minimum that you're going to give up?
So I'm giving up my second first round pick, right?
Okay.
I'm giving up Mosley 100%.
Well, that's not. I mean, that's just wishful thinking.
And the fact that you're shopping in says that's not even a thing. That's just, hey, here's a proven player I can offer you.
Yeah, making $18 million.
And then I'm probably going to give up one of the extra picks that I've gotten, either early round or extra rounds next year, because Kyle Pitts is a fucking monster. There's no question he could help my quarterback immediately. And I don't want my quarterback to be helped next year. I want him to be helped right now. I want his development to start right away.
Bold take, my friend.
But that's just not enough to get him. You're going to have to give up,
Well, no.
You're talking 23, 34.
100% true.
Probably a third-round pick, and then probably a first and second next year to go from 23 to like 5.
Yep. Right, no.
Look what the Niners gave up to get
and he might not be there at 5.
15.
Well, no. So you can't say that, because here's the deal. So some teams understand the first round, and some teams don't understand the first round. So some teams will sit around there and give away an entire universe for something that was never near it. But when you're in a position like they are through 2 drafts, with as many picks as they are, that's different. That's why Ozzie Newsome, a.k.a. protege Joe Douglas, understands. The more picks you have, the more options you have. It doesn't mean that you're going to hit on all of them. It means that the more you have, the more you'll get. And also it means that the more picks you have, the more opportunities you have to make a deal, to make something happen for your franchise.
I'd rather go with the first part. The more picks I have, the more opportunities I have. I mean, Pitts would be nice, but I think it would just be too much to go up there and get him.
But it also means that the more chances you have to make a trade for something out of nothing. I mean, how many times somebody trade out of the third round and ended up with somebody? They're not impossible. They're realistic. Those are things.
Well, John, first of all, we want to thank you for calling in tonight. This is an honor. It's a pleasure, and it's a fascinating take, man. It's something. It's bold. I'll give you. It's bold. It's bold as shit.
All love with you, big dog.
I'll tell you this. You know what's bold? You know what's bold about me? What's bold about me is that tonight I went from 60 to 70% Tito's in my glass. And damn it, Kevin, I love you. Damn it, Tyrone, I love you. And Tyson, I love you too. And yes, we should all drink this summer.
Definitely. John, have a good night, man. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good night, bro.
Have a good night, man.
Night, brother.
Love you too, bro. Be good, bro. You know it, man.
This show has been off the fucking rails tonight. What the fuck? Tyrone, your parting shots, my friend.
Hey, man, just want to say thank you, everybody, for calling in tonight. I really had fun. Love everybody. I am going to try my best to be on Thursday's show. I really am. I really want to be a part of the chaos and the zoo that is going to happen Thursday.
Bullshit.
Let's do it.
Prime time, your thoughts.
Appreciate everybody for sticking with me the last 5 or 6 weeks through all the negativity. Feels good to have a positive outlook on the team again. Looking forward to Thursday night. Thank you again for all the comments and all the feedback. Definitely appreciate it.
At Talk Jets Radio, Instagram, Twitter, Let's Talk Jets Radio, and YouTube. Thursday night, 7:30, we have a guitar battle. And then we have our draft show, and Tyrone will not be on it. He's going to lie to you now and say he will be. He won't be. We appreciate all the support, everything else. Never a dull moment. I have no idea how this show got to this point tonight, but it is what it is. We'll talk to you guys on Thursday, Friday, and next week.
Have a good night.
Let's do it.
Later.
What's up, baby? Draft in 2 days, baby. Draft, baby. Let's go.
Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.